Welcome to New Awakenings with Edgar, Cayce's A.R.E, where together through some incredible conversations, we go on beautiful journeys of discovery that might shape the way you think about things and could even change your life.
Our guest today is none other than the President and CEO of the National Association of Transpersonal Hypnotherapists, or NATH. An award-winning master transpersonal hypnotist, certified trainer, and life coach, Linda empowers individuals to achieve lasting, transformative change through a compassionate, holistic approach. She received her training from Dr. Alan Chips and Dolores Cannon herself, among other experts, and now specializes in addictions, pain management, and childhood chakra regression. I'm very excited to talk to her about that. She facilitates healing of the mind and body and spirit and leads NATH's 4-level hypnosis certification program, equipping professionals with tools for their success.
Now, as the founder of Transpersonal Power LLC, she offers sessions and courses in hypnosis and metaphysics worldwide, inspiring clients and students to awaken their potential and create meaningful and positive changes in their lives. Welcome to the show, Lisa Thunberg. Oh, gosh, Linda Thunberg. Sorry.
That's all right. Hello. Maybe I was Lisa before. Who knows?
I need new glasses, so I tried to go without them today. It was a bad idea. Sorry, Linda.
And so I'm glad we have the expert, because I've tried to hypnotize her into getting names right. So, but now we've got you here, so it'll be all good. No.
I can help you with that. Private session, not a problem at all.
And I got the easy name wrong.
All right, well, we're excited to talk to you about hypnotherapy because everyone's heard about it, but there's a lot of misconceptions. So let's set the table right off the bat. In your words, hypnotherapy, what exactly is it and how does it work?
Well, it's somewhat like a meditation. Everybody's doing meditation now, right? The difference between meditation, where you're trying to just get zen, get your thoughts out of your mind, just connect, there's nothing, right? That's what we all want to achieve in meditation, is just that quietness, just that connection to whatever our spiritual beliefs are. In hypnosis or hypnotherapy, it is much like a meditation. We put you in those altered states of consciousness, so into the theta stage, the alpha, the theta, where you're really, really relaxed, your brain waves are relaxed, and we tap into your unconscious mind and your subconscious mind, especially your subconscious mind, where your patterns are formed, where those beliefs are formed, where the patterns are formed in our lives. And we can help you change those beliefs, change that subconscious mind and patterns to create new patterns. So let's say weight loss, smoking, whatever you're doing now. I tell my students, whatever they're doing now and what they want to do, hypnosis is the bridge to help you do that. Does that make sense?
It makes great sense, yeah.
Wow.
We usually do recordings, and then we have our clients listen to those recordings at night before they go to bed, because that's when, as Edgar Cayce used to say, that's when your subconscious mind is open more, that's where you're more connected, and it goes in faster. So you can even go to sleep while you're listening to hypnosis, and it still goes into the mind and creates new habits.
Oh, I like that. You don't have to do anything and it still works.
Oh,
I can sign up for that.
All you have to do is be willing.
Oh, well, I'm willing.
To be willing to change those habits. You have to be willing to say people's names right. I'm sorry, but you have to be willing, and it does. It really works. There's a difference between stage hypnosis and hypnotherapy. So stage hypnosis, if you've never noticed, they talk to the audience. They get those people to raise their hands that really want to be the class clown, right? They have little tricks and ways of seeing who's going to be really susceptible to following their words and doing what they say to do, right? And they whittle it down to a whole bunch of people, to one or two, right? Because they know that person, they're going to be able to have them dance like the 1950s or whatever they're doing on stage.
Or cluck like a chicken.
Yeah.
Therapy is not like that at all. I had one person who was interviewing me. He was a stage hypnotist. He goes, "Oh, so you do the messy work. You don't do the fun stage thing." So we do the messy work, but it's also the most thrilling thing of all to watch people self-heal in hypnosis. It really, really is.
Well, now in the introduction, Will mentioned transpersonal hypnotherapy. Is that, I haven't heard that specific term before. Is that the technical term for it, or is that a different type of hypnotherapy than the one we typically hear about?
What you typically hear about is hypnosis or hypnotherapy, where there is the hypnotist or hypnotherapist and the client. And it's a direct line to them, right? In transpersonal hypnotherapy, we like to think of it as the hypnotherapist, the client, and whatever those clients' spiritual beliefs are. And it makes it so much stronger. We bring in the spiritual beliefs, we bring in the body, mind, and spirit. So if you think about just a regular hypnotist, they bring in the body and the mind, we include the spirit. So it's much more holistic.
Very cool. Now, you mentioned needing to be willing. I've heard the term that you can't make someone do anything they wouldn't typically do. That's why they whittle down to one or two of the stage hypnotists to get the people that would be willing to cluck like a chicken. Right?
Exactly.
There was, on a personal note, a long time ago, I was a smoker. I went to a class where a hypnotherapist was talking about how this all works. And at the time, so I went up to him after it was all over. I said, I'd like you to help me quit smoking. And he said, okay, give me your packs of cigarettes right now for good. And I hesitated. And he said, you're not ready. Come back to me when you're ready to hand over that pack of cigarettes. And I was really mad because I am ready, you know, but I wasn't really ready. So, like, how legitimately ready? Do you have to be like, this is the last case scenario? Like, this is like you've hit rock bottom and I've got to go, I've got to get this done? Or can it be more like I wish I could lose some weight?
No, it can just be a willingness. Sometimes I say you walk through the door. You made the appointment to call me. You set up something to be with me.
Okay.
So obviously there's a willingness there somewhere. We just need to dig that out. Dig out what the real motivation is. If the motivation for you was, hey, I want this guy to hypnotize me and see what it's like, maybe I can quit smoking. That's one kind of motivation. If you're ready to give up your cigarettes and hand them over to him, you're really serious about, I need to get rid of this, right? Do you see the difference? But sometimes people don't even know if they're willing. Like, I had one guy come to me to stop smoking. And at first he said, my wife wants me to stop smoking. And I said, and why do you want to stop smoking? And he goes, well, I need to please her. And I said, do you really need to please her? Or are you going to smoke when you're not with her? Well, he said, maybe. And I said, so what's the real reason? And so we had to whittle it down in our interview, in our consultation. And what he came to was, I really love my wife, and I know that this is in between us, and you need to stop. And then I knew he was ready, because there was his heart-spoken real motivation.
Got it.
You were like, yeah, I want to quit. You know, I'll just smoke into these, right? There's a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
And so that makes it very clear how it can help with addictions, habits. But you also say it helps with pain management. How does that work?
Absolutely. I'm doing some group hypnosis here, and I'm in Ohio now, by Cleveland. I'm doing some things for university hospitals here for group hypnosis for pain and stress management. So what you can do is, you're not, there's real reasons for pain sometimes. So you have to really figure out why that client is in pain. But if it's something chronic, if they've had knee surgery and the knee is fine now, but they're still having pain in it, hypnosis can really help divert the subconscious mind to go, yes, but it's okay. Yes, I acknowledge that pain. I acknowledge that discomfort. It becomes discomfort. And sometimes it can become even, oh, my knee didn't hurt today. Sometimes we don't even know when we're out of pain until we're out of pain, if that makes any sense, or that we had pain until we're out of that pain. And that's what hypnosis can help you do. It can help you, I'm always doing this, it can help you have a different perspective. And when you have a different perception about that pain, it can really help alleviate it. Unless it's something chronic, unless it's something really an emergency basis, of course you could still be in pain. It's not gonna like take all your pain away if you get in a car accident, you know, or anything like that. but it can really help with chronic pains. It helps with a lot, helps with surgeries. If you're going through surgery, if you're going to have surgery, it really helps, like, things heal quicker, the surgery goes faster. I had a man with esophagus cancer, and he knew he was going to have his esophagus taken out. And he asked me to do hypnosis to make the procedure go well, to make everything, go better. And his sister, actually, it was such an honor. His sister called me the day of his surgery, and she said, he wanted you to just let him know he's already up, he's already writing. The doctor said it went better than it ever has before.
Wow.
And that's how it can work, if that makes.
Yeah. So, selfish question, does this work with migraines?
It does. It does.
Oh.
You know what? And that's what I love about this position. I love about doing hypnosis is that it's not, I have on my website, I don't do cookie cutter hypnosis. So, wow, yours is migraines. I wonder what brings on those migraines. I wonder what's happening now and how you want it to be. Oh, my migraines come on because of stress. Okay, what do you want to do instead of having a migraine?
Right.
How do you want to handle that stress? And that's what we help you do.
Wow.
We are going to be talking.
That could be a game changer.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so I want to bring it back to the spiritual real quick because you trained with Dolores Cannon, and that is a big name in this industry, QHHT, right? Quantum Healing Hypnosis Therapy.
Did you just guess? What the letter stood for? You just guessed, didn't you?
Did it work?
Yes.
Was I right? Okay, shoot.
You did good.
But this and transpersonal hypnotherapy, where you bring in the spirit into the whole triangle of it all, is exciting. In the intro, we also mentioned childhood chakra regressions.
Just going to ask about that.
Right. How do we connect those dots?
That's actually my specialty. I probably do 75% of my clients in my personal business with childhood chakra regression. I found that even with QHHT, even with past life regression, people would get stuck in their childhood. That real belief, that unworthiness, that I'm not lovable, that I can never do anything right, whatever it is, starts in the childhood. And it's so fascinating. I'm writing a book on it, which is coming out very soon, which is called Childhood Chakra Regression, Healing That Child Within from Fractured to Wholeness. And my belief is that when things happen to us, and trauma's another big word right now, but trauma is about the perception of that trauma, in my opinion. And when you go into childhood regression, it doesn't have to be that great big trauma. It doesn't have to be everybody thinks, oh, sexual abuse, physical abuse, verbal abuse. It can be that one little thing that was said to you on that particular day when you were sensitive that goes, oh, I can never speak again. My words are not worth it, right? And so we work to do parts therapy with that inner child. We work, and I believe that energy gets shattered. So the chakras get shattered, which is why people walk around in their adulthood going, I just feel so empty. I just feel like my heart's not even there. I feel like my solar plexus isn't there. It's because it's really not. Because in our childhood, maybe it got shattered, maybe it got fractured. And in this regression, we work to get not only that inner child and the current adult self together and working as a whole, we bring back all that energy. And I can't describe it. One of my students with that course just said to me, it's like magic. It's like a bunch of modalities in one, but it's magic, and it brings you all together. So I don't know how else to describe it. It's a very personalized journey. It is.
No, for those watching, if you just saw a light bulb go off, I totally thought we're talking about actually working on children. This makes much more sense. Yeah.
No,
I did too.
It's about healing that child within to become a whole and balanced adult.
Go ahead, sorry.
Well, no, I was going to just shift gears a little bit and ask you, so we're here at the Edgar, Cayce A.R.E. How does what you do tie in with Edgar Cayce and his work?
Well, Edgar Cayce, as you guys well know, was called the sleeping prophet. And what he did in the hypnosis world, what we know that he did is he laid down and put himself in self-hypnosis. He did. He went into that altered state. And if you look at Edgar Cayce's vortexes of the subconscious and the unconscious and the superconscious, he literally went up into one vortex of his own, where we have the physical body here and the superconscious up here, or the God state, right? He went up in his own energy into that superconscious and down into somebody else's vortex that he was having that letter read to him, and could read that person and then come back and go into his and be able to verbalize that. It's fascinating.
It is fascinating.
And it really is a form of self-hypnosis, and of course the intuitive abilities. But when you get up into those states, into that theta and all of that, and you get up into that superconscious, you obviously become more intuitive as well, because you know more. You can touch that collective unconscious, right? There was a quote I found in your book, in the A.R.E.'s overview of the Edgar Cayce material. He says, through the regular practice of meditation, we can begin to heal ourselves in body, mind, and soul. We focus on a positive affirmation. We might find that our negative habits begin to change to be more in keeping with a positive direction. And this is exactly what hypnosis does, in my opinion. It helps you change that mindset. It helps you solidify those positive things.
Wow.
So very much on the same line of what we do.
Okay.
See, now that answers a question I've always had, because you hear about learning about traumas you've had as a child or even in a past life, and I'm like, okay, so you know it, but how do you fix it? So if hypnotherapy helps you change your mindset,
Yeah, because
that makes a huge difference.
Because it is really difficult to do it on your own, right?
Yeah.
Identifying, right, you go to therapy, you identify the challenge that you're going through, you go back and you explore different things, but
and
it
you
takes
fixate on it.
But it takes a lot, like Herculean effort to change that behavior. This is almost like a shortcut to make it happen. That's flipping exciting, right? I mean, it's just
It's a game changer.
it's
is.
the lazy man's way to fix yourself. It's perfect.
And yet I'm not doing anything. The only thing I'm doing, and I really pride myself on this, our association is always based on the client. We are very, very client based. So I'm just a facilitator. I'm not a healer. I'm not anything. I just facilitate, and you self-heal. And it's the easiest way to self-heal if you let yourself be open. You're absolutely right.
That's fantastic.
It's so empowering to watch people self-heal. I told some of my clients, especially in the childhood stuff, is that I want to watch them. I want to take pictures of them before and afterwards, because their whole demeanor changes, their whole energy changes. It's just fascinating. It's really fun.
That's got to be so rewarding.
It'd be cool to have like Carillion photography in the office. So you take a picture before and you take a picture after. You see how your aura has changed. That'd be pretty incredible.
That would be very cool. Now you say you just said I don't do anything, I'm just a facilitator, but you're a lot more than that, and you're also a teacher. And you have a course coming up in September that I would love to hear all about.
I love to teach at the A.R.E. And we have our certified hypnotherapy course coming up. So we certify you as a transpersonal hypnotherapist. And what's really cool about this modality is that it's not only for like that professional. We have a lot of actually DOs and nurses and therapists. There are more and more therapists from every licensed medical or mental profession coming in to learn hypnotherapy, and they know that the body, mind, and spirit, the holistic way, is the way to go. And it's also for that layperson. Maybe you're starting to retire. Maybe you just want to change a venue. Maybe you've always been interested in metaphysics or the holistic realm, and you want to, or you can add it to a modality. Like if you are a massage therapist, a sound therapist, whatever. They like to add in the hypnosis to go with those modalities.
Wow.
So it really is a broad range of people that we're getting to take this course. We have lots of lecture, of course. You learn how to do clinical hypnotherapy. So you'll learn how to help people stop smoking, how to lose weight, how to deal with stress. I teach people how to do group hypnosis like I'm doing at the hospital right now. What else do we teach? We do experientials, so you'll have time to train with another student, and we watch you and we help you so that you get your voice right and that you get everything good so that everybody will go into hypnosis, right? And we do a lot of demos as well. And then we have some requirements to do after the course. You have to turn in sessions so that we can see on Zoom, we can see that your videos, that you are doing a good job with your clients. And then we certify you as a transpersonal hypnotherapist. We give you half off of a NATH membership into our association, which gives you, like, we put your listing up on our website. You become part of our family, as we call it. And then you can come to virtual retreats, you can come to the conference, all of that. So it's exciting.
Wow.
The reason why I chose to be a teacher was because I'm pretty much a businesswoman. I was in the stock market. I was an interior designer for 15 years. And then I became a hypnotherapist. And instead of just impacting one client at a time, when I teach, I can impact those students, and then they can go out and do thousands of people. And it like spreads that light of transpersonal hypnosis further and further and further.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
I've got like 52 more questions for you, but sadly we are running out of time.
No, but I thought it was interesting that she says they train your voice, because you can't be all squeaky like, you're getting relaxed. That's not going to work. You're getting relaxed.
Yeah, but
I never thought about
and
that.
a lot of those questions that I still have are around
I
that.
know.
Like, how does it work?
You have to come to the class.
That's exactly, that's where I was headed. She read my mind.
You gotta come to class.
If someone wanted to come to the class or learn more about the association or reach out to you specifically, what's the best way for someone to do that?
You can go onto our website, which is nath.world, nath.world, not .com, because I want the whole world. And then, so it's nath.world. And also the certification class, of course, is on the A.R.E. website under events in September 23rd. I'll be there. We'll have some assistants there with me. And I hope some of you, who knows?
That sounds good. I'm going to see if I can try to get that.
How many days is it?
It is a 5-day course. I will tell you, it's a very intensive course. I like to tell people we eat, breathe, and sleep hypnosis for 5 days. And then you have some sessions to do after class. It's rated at about 150 hours total. Wow. So even though you're only in class for 5 days, there's some other work to do, because we want to make sure that, you know, we're sending people out into the world to be able to do hypnosis and really help people. And they do.
Awesome.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
it sounds amazing. So, Linda, thank you so much for coming on the show. This has been incredibly eye-opening. Hopefully we'll see you in September.
Well, thank you so much. And you can also reach me at Linda at an email, linda@nath.world. Very simple. So I'll be waiting to hear your calls all about what you guys need too. I also do couples past life regression, just saying. That's a really fun session to do.
Oh yeah, no, we are
That would be
definitely,
fun.
we will definitely be reaching out, because I need to learn what, you know.
It's fascinating.
I bet.
I can imagine. Well, thank
Anyway,
you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for coming on. It's been great. Well, that does it for this episode of New Awakenings with Edgar Cayce's A.R.E. If you missed any part of this interview, or you're interested in some of our others, all you need to do is go to edgarcayce.org, go to resources page, and you'll see those episodes laid in there, so you can catch up very easily, very quickly. Once again, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next episode of New Awakenings with Edgar Cayce's A.R.E.
Bye-bye.